Winning a sprint isn't just about putting out the most amount of power, it's about how you use that power, and not just over the last 200 metres, but over the whole race. Let us explain.
The reality is, sprints might be won in the final 300 metres, but in a pro race they can be lost in the last 5 kilometres. The lead up to a sprint is often going so fast that riders can't move up without the help of their teammates. When a lead out is in full swing, it helps to already be in position. Riders always need to keep off the front. You see racers doing everything they can to avoid being on the front heading into a sprint, and that's because sprinting from second wheel is so much easier. A top racer will try to save as much strength as possible, but they won't win any frames. Top sprinters in pro cycling will have part or even all of their teams dedicated to making their life as easy as possible through the race. Sometimes it's not the fastest rider who wins a sprint, but the freshest, or if you like, the laziest. A sprinter needs to conserve energy throughout the race to have more power for the final sprint. They need to stay in the wheels, hide from the wind, and make no unnecessary efforts. An efficient rider is a winning rider, and the longer the race, the more important this becomes. Pros will always try and scope out the finish of a race, even using Google Street View if they or a team member can't get there in person. The characteristics of a road can drastically alter sprint tactics. If there's a difficult corner or corners, then they know that they need to be further up the bunch, or maybe start to sprint earlier. Likewise if the road is narrow. Is it slightly uphill? If so, they'll need to start sprinting later, maybe even in the last 50 metres. It's good to have a plan and then try and put it into practice. There's more than one way to win a sprint. You can go early and go long, or accelerate late. A pro will have worked out a technique that plays to their strengths. For example, Alessandro Petacchi had great sprint endurance, and so could often win races by sprinting early and then holding off the bunch. Mark Cavendish has taught us that aerodynamics are a key part of sprinting, so think about staying low, keeping elbows in and maximising the power. If the sprint is really close, riders will throw their bikes to the line in the hope that the extra few inches they gain are enough to edge a victory. They stretch their arms and dip their heads. Not many people are born with world-class sprinting legs, and even those that are will have to train for it. From sprinting for signs, doing sprint drills, to gym work through the off-season. They'll think about building peak power, sprint endurance and technique. Like just about every other aspect of cycling, hard work pays off.